call of urgency for youth, for families in particular, but for the ages of accountability, 7 through 35. Pretty steep, pretty broad, and many different developments and ages, but the urgency of the church and its responsibility to that, to the youth or to the ages and the families. Service not only in Philadelphia, but across the urban cities, regions, as well as suburban, for an inclusive cultural response, I would say, in terms of how a child is viewed from kindergarten to 12th grade, the dynamics of the family unit as a whole, its connection to the community, and what does that look like for my youngest child, who is 5. So if you look at the ages from 2nd to 12th grade and include K through 12th grade, the need is the same. The root of the concerns of not always a situation or a problem, but how that child learns, how that child sees persons in authority and persons of support in relationship to how they excel, how they proceed, and how they receive information that will be life changing. And I am recording this because of the need that I see within my unit, my family unit, and within my generation, within my lifespan, within my story, within my truth, from just having evolved around oppression, as well as faced systemic barriers from addictions on many levels, for the release and change from dependent to independent, and the causes of trauma and how that looks. So I said a lot, trying to be cautious and safe to not offend those, to feel free in replying or feel free in a conversation. I believe that it's needed around the table, not only in a family unit, but in the family support, in order to better understand and better gain knowledge of the awareness and education that's available to those persons in such situations. My former employer or profession as a social worker, which was by nature already able to socially engaged, caused alarm for such social activity. And going back into, or getting prepared to re-enter, and what that's going to look like and what I'm going to be charged with and tackle, to be able to say that the church is essential, the church is necessary, and the church cannot or no longer be hidden by systemic powers, by exclusion, but more inclusion. from the time the child enters until they're leaving, until they're entering, exiting, and existing in education, as education is their foundation of how they will interact. I believe that that is critical in this era, in this time, as was before, but more so prevalent now, and the need to have persons along that can add to and pour into not just teenagers, but that whole child, that whole teen, who once they leave the institution and goes home, what are they going home to? How much time they are involved with in social activity, and what does their social activity look like? And it's become a challenge for me because I don't want to beat my children over the head with the Bible, but necessarily engage them in activities. And where funding is limited, social economics and activities are limited. And when the treatment is received a certain way, the opportunities are missed on many levels when it's perceived to be received from that stance. So again, the church is essential. And what does that look like in a K-12 institution, whether it's a school, whether it's a activity, and whether it is in the home environment where you have multiple age brackets or multiple children, and the dynamics of the caregivers, the dynamics of their background, their understanding, their knowledge, their awareness of what is out there, what is the internet, what does that look like, what does the library provide, what does activities after school look like. I will be tackling these issues first through prayer, and then through a platform of series of educational awareness, and invite you to see and to provide your input and support where you see or where you feel necessary to be led. Again, just trying something different because I see the need, and I want to be the change that I want to see. No longer will I blame or look to others, but will include the support that I see that's there. So pray well, wish me well, and get on board if you are so led. Peace and favor. See you soon.